besides these two agencies, the Arab merchant as a purveyor of Islamic values, and these Islamic groups, puritanical Islamic movements like the Murabitun and the Muwahidun, we also had another agency which was responsible for the penetration of Islam south of the Sahara and north of the Sahara. And that is the emergence in the 17th, 18th century of what is called the Sufi brotherhoods. I'm sure you're familiar with these Sufis. Now, the Sufi orders would play a very important role in the dissemination of Islam in the Muslim world. Virtually in almost all parts of the Muslim world, you had Sufi orders, and they played a very important role in the dissemination of Islamic values and culture. Now, in sub-Saharan Africa and in North Africa, Sufism would travel from the east, in Iraq, Syria, Egypt, to Spain, and then from Spain to North Africa. Now, these Sufi orders from North Africa would gradually find their way into sub-Saharan African region. And of course, the Sufi group that was most instrumental in bringing Sufism to sub-Saharan Africans was the Qadiriyya order. Qadiriyya order. Now, if you are reading the literature, you will know that there is an Iraqi by the name of Abdul Qadir Jailani. Now we know that he was a Kurd. Abdul Qadir Jailani, but of course he didn't see himself as a Kurd the way Kurds now see themselves, because this whole idea of being a Kurdish nationalist did not exist, because they all saw themselves as Muslims and they spoke Arabic. They have their own languages, but they did not identify in a nationalistic sense the way human groups identify nationalistically, because they were part of Islam. And of course, at that time, the dominant ideology was Islamism, and they see themselves in that light. This Abdul Qadir Jailani, the Iraqi, today we see him as an Iraqi, but he didn't see himself as Iraqi at all. I mean, like he lived in Baghdad, because in those days, Arabs do not identify themselves in terms of, they identify in terms of towns. That's why you can see that in their last names. I mean, I'm from Mansouri, I'm from Baghdadi, I'm from, Damascene, Al-Qahirin, their last names, they can tell you where they come from, but they don't tell themselves that we are from Syria, or these are concepts that came much later. But, they didn't see themselves that way. So from what we now call Iraq, they were able to move his ideas spread across the Muslim world. And of course, some of these Sufis who embrace his ideas would now begin to spread them south of the Sahara. So gradually, the Qadiriyya order became established in Morocco, in Algeria, and of course, through the trans-Saharan trade, the merchants brought the ideas to sub-Saharan region.